Words of Sri Aurobindo from the book The Mother, Part 2, Letters on the Mother, topic Lights and Visions of the Mother, page 96. Question. X told us that the mother was trying to bring down the personality of Durga on the puja day. Sri Aurobindo says, there was no trying, it came down. Question. When I came for pranam, the mother's appearance made me feel that she was Durga herself. I don't know whether such a feeling arose out of the association with the puja on that day or quite independently of it. For the Sri Aurobindo says, all that is the silliness of the physical mind which thinks itself very clever in explaining away the inner feeling or perception. Question. These feelings are so vague and momentary and not accompanied by a concrete vision. What else do you expect the first touches to be? Says Sri Aurobindo. Question. To give you one instance, I heard as if Goddess Bhagavati were telling me, I am coming, and many other things which I do not remember. Sri Aurobindo says these things are at least a proof that the inner mind and vital are trying to open to supraphysical things. But if you belittle it at once, the moment it starts, how can it ever develop? Question. I have started concentrating in the heart now. Last Sunday, while I was meditating, I had the vision of your face floating before me for about an hour or so, accompanied by a deep joy. I was fully conscious, but the body became utterly numb. Has anything in me opened up? Is all this the fulfillment of the promise given by Bhagavati? For this, Sri Aurobindo says, it looks like it. At any rate, there is evidently an opening in the heart center, or you would not have had the change or the vision with the stilling of the physical consciousness in the body. Next topic, vision of the mother and realization. Question. Could a vision of the mother or seeing her in a dream or in waking be called a realization? Sri Aurobindo says that would be an experience rather than a realization. A realization would be of the mother's presence within, her force doing the work, or of peace, or a silence everywhere, of universal love, universal beauty, or ananda, etc. Visions come under the head of experiences unless they fix themselves and are accompanied by a realization of which they are as it were the support. For example, the vision of the mother always in the heart or above the head, etc. Date 12/3/1934. Next topic, faculty of vision and spiritual progress. Question. Some people see light, etc. around the mother, but I do not. What is the obstruction in me? For this, Sri Aurobindo says, it is not an obstruction. It is simply a question of the growth of the inner senses. It has no indispensable connection with spiritual progress. There are some very far on the path who have very little of this kind of vision, if any. On the other hand, sometimes it develops enormously in mere beginners who have as yet had only very elementary spiritual experiences. Date 1/12/1933. Question. X told me I was in constant touch with the Divine Mother long before I entered Pondicherry. I saw her not only in meditation or vision, but before my wide awake eyes in a concrete form. I often used to converse with her, especially during my difficult periods when she would come and tell me what to do. Only I did not know till I visited this place that the Divine Mother was none other than the Ashram Mother, and had cast herself into a physical mold. Well, I am too pragmatic to believe such things, especially her claim of seeing mother with the naked eyes, which would mean an advanced sadhana. For this, Sri Aurobindo says, but there is nothing improbable in it. It means simply that she externalized her inner vision and experience so as to see through the physical eyes also. But it was the inner vision that saw and the inner hearing that heard, not the physical sight or hearing. That is common enough. It does not indicate an advanced sadhana, whatever phrase you mean, but a special faculty. Date 2/7/1936. These feelings, says Sri Aurobindo, these feelings of seeing and conversing with the Devata of one's worship are extremely common among those who practice yoga everywhere. In the ashram, the sadhaks are too intelligent, skeptical, and matter of fact to have much of that kind of experience. Even those who might develop it are deprived by the outward mindedness and physical mindedness that dominates the atmosphere. Date 2/7/1936. Sri Aurobindo again says it is quite usual at a certain stage of the sadhana for people who have the faculty to see or hear the devata of their worship and to receive constant directions from him or her with regard either to action or to sadhana. Defects and difficulties may remain, but that does not prevent the direct guidance from being a fact. The necessity of the Guru in such cases is to see that it is the right experience, the right choice or vision, for it is possible for a false guidance to come in as it did with X and Y. Date 8/7/1936. Next topic, seeing the mother in dream. Question: I saw mother's form in a dream last night. Was it real or was it an imagination only at work? Sri Aurobindo says, what do you mean by real? It was the form of the mother in a dream experience. Imagination applies only to the waking mind. Date 3/7/1933. Next question. But cannot false forces take the form of the mother? Sri Aurobindo says, if false forms takes the form of the mother, it will be with some bad object. If there is no attack or wrong suggestion, you need not suppose that it is false forces that have done it. Of course, it is always possible that something in your own consciousness has constructed a dream about the mother or put her figure there when she herself was not there. That happens when it is only a dream, a number of ideas and memories, etc., of the mind put together and not experience on another plane. Date 5/7/1933. Sri Aurobindo says, necessarily, mother can manifest in many forms besides her physical one, though I am rather less multitudinous, I can also. But that does not mean that you can take any gentleman for me or for any she for her. Your dream self has to develop a certain discrimination. That discrimination cannot go by signs and forms, for the vital beggars can imitate almost anything. It must be intuitive. Date 23/5/1935. Next topic, hearing the mother's voice. Question: in your book Basis of Yoga, one reads, it is with the mother who is always with you and in you that you converse. Could you kindly explain to me how one converses with the mother? Sri Aurobindo says, one hears the voice or the thought speaking inwardly and one answers inwardly. Only it is not always safe for the sadhak if there is any kind of insincerity of ego, desire, vanity, and ambition in him, for then he may construct a voice or a thought in his mind and ascribe it to the mother, and it will say to him pleasing and flattering things which mislead him, or he may mistake some other's voice for the mother's. Date 2/7/36. Question: can one rely solely upon the voice from within and thus be guided by the mother? Sri Aurobindo says, if it is the mother's voice, but you have to be sure of that. Date 7/7/1933. Question: is it not a fact that to hear the mother's voice inwardly and to recognize it as hers is easy? Sri Aurobindo says no. To hear and to recognize the mother's voice within is not easy. Date 8/7/33. Question: when is one said to be ready to hear the mother's voice from within? Sri Aurobindo says, when one has equality, discrimination, and sufficient yogic experience. Otherwise, any voice may be mistaken for the mother's. Date 7/7/33. Question: at pranam, while putting my head in mother's lap, I heard some voice. It was felt to be the mother's. Did she really say something to me inwardly, or was it just a mere illusion of mine? Sri Aurobindo says, it may have been that the mother conveyed something to you. At this moment, she does not remember. Date 27/4/1933.